Hello, how you guys doing? James here. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well myself. Just trying to hang in there. Well, I thought I'd show you something. If you're a single man, um, you have to be careful what kind of women you meet online. And if you a kind of man that just well, it's gonna be some things that's gonna be coming in the future that's gonna rival women. It's gonna look like a woman and rival women. But first of all, be careful who you meet online because in China, what this guy exposed is something unique. Check this out.
This is a man. But his followers had no idea. Using a beauty filter, he became a popular female live streamer. He slipped up and forgot to turn on his beauty filter.
Hello Hello， 欢迎直播间的哥哥们，欢迎大家，欢迎大家。
But what about the voice? Oh, that's easy. With a little bit of practice, any old bloke can mislead saps into thinking they're listening to some sort of cutesy little girl. China is manufacturing fake women. By now, just about everybody knows about beauty filters. It's something that started in countries like China, South Korea, Japan, and of course we see it nowadays in the West too. Of course China takes it to the extreme, always has, so that's nothing new. We also know about the gender imbalance in China, where you've got far more men than women, so of course women are in high demand, well, especially pretty ones. It is, however, quite odd, because in China, even though there are far more men than there are women, women are still held to an incredibly high beauty standard. You would think that people would lower their standards, given the desperate situation, but not really, no. Anyway, you do have a situation where you've got a lot of lonely men looking for companionship, and a lot of them find it through online streaming or 直播. Live streaming in China is off the charts. It is a ridiculous situation that anybody with common sense looking at would say, what in the hell is going on here? So a package just arrived today. It's something I ordered as a gift to a very good friend of mine. And get this, it's a flavored air device. Cold turkey. It may be great on sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. We're not talking about some crazy TCM acupuncture nonsense over here. We're talking about today's sponsor, Fume, and they look at the problem in a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural delicious flavors. You get it. Instead of bad, Fume is good. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com/SerpentZA or scan the QR code and use code SerpentZA to get 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com/SerpentZA. And now, back to the show. You've literally got homeless people under bridges live streaming en masse and earning money through these fake gifts that people give online. Live streaming in China requires very little investment. All you need is a smartphone, one of those beauty ring lights that goes along with it, and of course a battery pack or two to keep yourself up and running. And you can go set up anywhere where there's semi-decent lighting. That's why you see them always under the bridge or in some kind of area where there's, street lights and things like that. And you can go online, sign up to a bunch of accounts. Of course, the bigger ones use agents, and we'll get into that in a minute. But you can go and do it by yourself, set it up, go online, start streaming, sing some cutesy songs, do little dances, get an audience if you're lucky, and start earning money from these virtual gifts. Remember, there is a vast market in China of single young men who are seeking the company of beautiful young women, and they have no real chances in life, and so they seek them online. Now, of course, it's fairly easy if you're an attractive woman, and you don't even need to be an attractive woman, let's be honest, because the technology, the face filters, the voice filters, because hey, you know what? I've tried it. You can sing very badly, the computer corrects your voice and you sound like a superstar. You can look incredibly unattractive, and I'm not joking, like very, very unattractive. The computer will make you look like a beautiful mythical creature or some sort of movie star or a goddess. You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous what the technology can do these days. So of course, a lot of young men were looking at these young girls out there making a lot of money, doing live streaming, and you know what? They thought to themselves, hey, it's a market. Not that difficult for me to throw on a dress and grow my hair a little long, and bam, the filter does everything else for me. So that's what's been happening. A lot of men have started live streaming as women to take advantage of their fellow lonely men. And of course, men know what men want. So hey, easy pickings. Now, I happen to have first-hand experience with the whole live streaming factories of churning out these young women to live stream, because I visited one of these houses that acts like some sort of a den of live streaming in China. 你好，你好，我叫 Winston。你好，我是小吴。很高兴认识你啊。很高兴，没问题。好，谢谢。这边就是我们直播的地方啊。现在这里面有一位主播正在直播中啊，是吗？可以看一下。Hello， 你好。
不要拍，我没化妆，我没化妆。
没事。这就是在直播。明白。他在直播。先不打扰他了。好。不好意思啊，麻烦你。这边他们就是刚刚下播。刚下播之后上去睡觉去了，休息是吧？休息，也蛮累的。咱们直播多长时间？差不多？一般每天在6个小时以上。是吗？对，每次是6个小时还是2个小时？2个小时？一般是3个小时。然后勤奋一点的是6个小时，然后到晚上嘛，再4个小时。就这10个小时。So they're actually doing 10 hours of streaming every day. It's pretty interesting. And they just sleep upstairs, so they go sleep and then they stream, then they sleep and stream. So I suppose it's kind of convenient. You don't need to commute to work. Wow, that's really interesting. And I look like an alien. You can see, because we all know what I look like, and if you look at what I look like on the screen right now, you can understand, the sort of weird thing going on in China right now, where girls use these apps on their phones to make themselves look completely unrealistic. I look like a completely different person. Wow. You can adjust the size of your face, how tall your forehead is, you can change your nose, you can change the size of your eyes, you can change your jawline, you can change the color of your skin, everything, and it does it in real time. And it's literally, it's like plastic surgery without going under the knife. And this is it really is a big deception, because at the end of the day, the poor guys who are watching this, they see this beautiful lady on the screen and they're sending her gifts and stuff. Meanwhile, she could literally just be your grandmother, and you wouldn't know, because with this you can get rid of wrinkles, you can do everything. It's weird, and that is exactly why that girl in the first room didn't want us to film her, because in real life she looks nothing like she does on the screen. 也许会有一天，世界真的有终点。是刚才那个房间，刚才我们进去的那个，这个礼物是差不多价格是多少钱？这个礼物像这种，对，这种是1毛。1毛钱。对，这种是10元。10元，好。对，最贵的是多少钱？最贵的在豪华里面。手机里面最贵的就是这个。这是800元。If there's a generous guy out there and he really wants to grab her attention, he'll send her a more expensive gift. She's just received a gift right now. And it pops up on the screen for everybody to see. Oh, this guy sent a gift, and then she'll be like, thank you for sending the gift, and it kind of encourages guys to one-up each other, you see. So if she's got a bunch of streamers and they're vying for her attention, just give her more expensive gifts, and she'll be like, oh, thank you, brother, you know.
欢迎我们直播间的宝宝们，这是我们的微信，这是我们微信，可以认识一下。哎，
你们好。
哇，谢谢我们达方送给我的3金，谢谢。我们家有没有小哥哥有礼物扯一扯的？然后让我们微信哥哥看一下。
Hello.
哇，对，慢慢的。
Yeah, like that. Hello. 这边好有意思，他。
帅气，那是必须的。我美吧？微信哥哥漂亮，帅气吧？
If you're curious to see the rest of that documentary that I filmed, there's a link in the description below. It's called Stay Awesome China. It's got a lot of racy things in it, so it was age restricted on YouTube, but it's still here for free. Go ahead and watch it if you want to. Back onto the whole live streaming thing though. China has already reached dystopian levels of online live streaming addiction, and the absolute absurdity of all these fake relationships and people escaping the real harsh realities of China into this virtual world where they give gifts and receive attention in return. It's not something that's easy to watch unfold. It's not something that's comfortable to recognize and talk about. But if all you are is someone on the other side of a screen seeing the glossy, fake facade that China puts out, and I mean everything, every single thing you see coming out of China is propaganda. Because of course their internet is censored, and no one within the borders of China is allowed to portray anything that the Chinese government doesn't want the outside world to see. So every time you see flashy buildings and, you know, neon lights at night, and you see the pretty girls doing some or other thing, it's all fake. And of course it's easy to fake it with today's technology. And it's something that if you hadn't seen with your own eyes, you wouldn't believe. If you haven't visited China, lived in China for as long as I have, you wouldn't have known. Those scammers sending you random text messages on your phone or WhatsApp messages saying that they got the wrong number or they'd like to get to know you and they have a pretty picture of an Asian woman. It's all this filter stuff. None of it's real. Don't get caught up in it. Don't believe it. This may sound like a very sweeping statement, but remember, everything you see coming out of China has a glossy sheen over it, a facade. None of it is real. There are smatterings of truth in there. They can take a basic thing and doll it up and make it look amazing, but it's not the truth. I personally have a lot of compassion, and I feel incredibly bad for the people that get suckered into this, the people that have to delude themselves into believing that these live streamers that they are giving away their wages and their life savings and so on to are real and really are these pretty goddesses. Or, you know, the opposite rings true too. You do get these male live streamers as well who look all incredibly handsome and swish, you know, look like some sort of movie star. I feel really bad for these people to be sucked into this life of lies and untruth. But the only way we can truly combat this is to be as real and genuine as we possibly can in our real lives and in our day-to-day lives. Let's set an example and help China do better. Until next time, you know the drill. As always, stay awesome. And while we're on the topic, check out my buddy Lau86's video.
Picture this, it's 2040 and a man is alone in his room having sex with a human-like sex robot with a VR headset attached to his face. The artificial vagina of the sex robot, having been modelled after a real woman's vagina, feels almost just like the real thing. The man puts his thumb inside the robot's mouth. The artificial lips of the robot wrap themselves around his thumb and begin to suck. Man feels the artificial tongue and artificial saliva around his thumb. The robot's breasts are big and filled with a soft, bouncy form of silicone that feels similar to real breasts. Inside his VR headset, he views the scene from a first-person perspective. In front of him, he sees the face of his best friend's wife, moaning with pleasure as he thrusts into her. The deep deepfake technology, having analysed hundreds of her photos from her social media pages, as well as a number of voice samples taken from her YouTube channel, allow the technology to create an uncanny resemblance of her facial appearance and replicate the sound of her voice perfectly. This man, having received his VR headset and sex doll 3 years prior, hasn't had sex with a real woman in almost 2 years. Having become accustomed to the supernormal stimuli presented by his VR headset, he is now completely unable to achieve an erection with a real woman. He is miserable and completely addicted. Yet in 2040, his behavior is seen as completely normal. This might seem like some dystopian fantasy novel, but this is exactly the future we're heading for. If our current trajectory as a society continues, there is absolutely no reason this scenario won't become reality. We're on the cusp of the next sexual revolution. Sex technology will always sell. It's technology that the biology of the human male is irresistibly attracted to. The sex tech industry was valued at $50 billion in 2020 and is growing at an annual rate 30% per year. Particular people are going to get insanely rich by selling us these technologies. Number 1, sex robots. Number 2, virtual reality pornography. Number 3, deepfake pornography. Number 4, augmented reality sex. These technologies are so powerful that they're going to ruin the lives of individuals all around the world and may even encourage the collapse of entire societies. These technologies are not just futuristic fantasies, and they will soon be widely used around the world. They're going to radically change our lives, and nobody is ready for it. Sex robots. Sex robots already exist. Real Doll, which originally created lifelike sex dolls, has recently teamed up with AI tech companies and now offers fully customizable sex robots. You can customize the body type, the exact measurements of her body, the color of her eyes, and everything else you can possibly imagine, including the type of vagina, style, or color of pubic hair. The skin changes temperature, just as a real human body does. The hair feels and looks like human hair. Synthetic saliva can be found inside the robot's mouth, and every day that passes, more and more research goes into making these robots as lifelike as possible. The AI technology inside the robot's head learns your preferences over time, and at some stage in the future, it will have the ability to follow your commands. You will be able to change the settings to give the robot the type of personality you prefer. As you may be aware, the number of sexless young men is set to continue with no real signs of slowing down, and these young men will be the perfect customers for sex robots. Sex robots line up with the biological drives of these young men perfectly. Older men too will be drawn to these sex robots. When it comes to mere sexual attraction, men of all ages tend to prefer younger women. These older men, who are no longer able to have sex with younger women, will be able to simulate the experience with these sex robots. As of now, there are 2 main barriers to men buying and using these sex robots. Number 1, social stigma. The embarrassment and shame of keeping a life-size sex robot inside your bedroom is currently too much for most to bear. Having a sex doll or sex robot sends a message to the world, I'm too much of a loser to get sex from a real woman. However, in the don't judge anyone culture we currently live in, it's entirely possible that one day this social stigma will disappear. As sex robots become more and more widespread, they may become normalized. For example, watching pornography was once seen by society as something shameful, but it's now entirely accepted by the mainstream culture. It's possible that sex robots will follow the exact same pattern. The second barrier to men buying and using these sex robots is the price. The price of a Harmony X sex robot currently stands at $6,149. As is the pattern with most new technologies, this price will likely decrease in the future, allowing more and more people access to these dolls. Sometime in the future, sex robots will likely be available for the same price as the latest iPhone. While many will use these sex robots purely for sex purposes, for others their use will go further. Many will form a genuine bond with these robots. They will cuddle with them when they go to sleep at night. They will kiss them before they leave for work or university in the morning. They will lock eyes with the robot and pay her sweet compliments. They will tell them their secrets, and the AI technology inside the robot will remember. For many, these robots will be their first romantic experience. While on some level these young men will know that they don't have a genuine romantic connection with the robot, their biological instincts will be fooled into developing feelings for it. After all, there are already men out there who have developed romantic affection for dolls. Number 2. Virtual reality pornography. Of course, VR pornography already exists. Those who have a VR headset can, right now, enter pornographic scenes from a first-person perspective. In the future, VR pornography will be combined with physical sex technology, such as fleshlights and mechanical dildos that move in sync with the action happening on screen. Full body suits using haptic technology will be able to simulate the feelings of touch on any part of the body in sync with the action happening inside the VR headset. And further than that, sex robots could be synced to the pornographic content inside the headset, completing the immersive experience. For example, a man will be able to receive oral sex from a sex robot while watching a real girl perform oral sex from a first-person perspective inside his VR headset. And it won't only be human-looking girls that VR will be displaying to others. Others will choose to simulate sex with cute anime girls, or maybe half animal, half human creatures, or maybe aliens, or anything else you can possibly imagine. When all of these technologies are combined together, an immersive experience will be created that we may as well call a sex simulation. Within the privacy of their own homes, people will be able to act out any sexual fantasy they can possibly imagine inside an incredibly immersive experience. Number 3, deepfake pornography. Deepfake technology and voice editing programs like Adobe Voco allow you to put a face onto someone else's body as well as copying their voice. Deepfakes use AI to scan images of somebody's face over and over again and can then attach that face to any body of their choice. When the person speaks, the mouth moves in sync with the voice. Adobe Voco takes samples of a person's voice, rearranges them, and allows you to make somebody say whatever you want them to. If you felt like it, you could use Adobe Voco to make Donald Trump say, "Spank me daddy," or make an elegant BBC News presenter lady say, "You've been a bad boy." While deepfake porn of celebrities already exists, it gets far more sinister than that. When deepfake technology becomes widespread and easy to use, anybody will be able to run images of people they know through the AI and put their face and voice inside a pornographic scene. To put it simply, you'll be able to take the colleague at work who you think is hot, take their face, take their voice, and have sex with them inside virtual reality. You'll be able to simulate sex with your friend's wife, your colleagues, your boss, your teacher, anybody. There's no real way of stopping the public accessing the technology, and we can assume that in the future it will become common knowledge that others can simulate sex with you without your consent. With no way of stopping others from using the technology, culture will have no choice but to accept this fact as a new reality. Number 4, augmented reality sex. AR technology will allow us to put on a pair of glasses and see digital additions to the real world we see around us. Just think of the Snapchat filters that put makeup on you or make you look older. Well, guess what? These filters will also be used for sex. In the future, many couples will choose to wear AR glasses while they have sex. These AR glasses will be able to make their partners look younger, sexier, more handsome, increase the size of their muscles, increase the size of their curves, and edit their facial features. Elderly couples will use AR glasses to make their partner look like a younger version of themselves. Women will wear AR glasses and project an image of their celebrity crush onto their husband during sex. Others will use the glasses to project their favorite anime character onto their partner and engage in cosplay sex. In the future, using AR glasses or AR contact lenses while having sex may become completely normalized. Mainstream sources of information are usually positive about new technologies because being positive about technology is good for business. After all, there's no money to be made in people not buying and using new technology. It's good for business if sex robots become normal.
Remember when that woman Celeste Master's voice is telling you that this is coming, unless she was viewing something like this is coming to pass.
Great skin!
Thanks! I got Old Spice body wash to thank for that.
You used to rely on me.
Lovely. Leave me, please.
The most interesting thing about Samantha, in my opinion, is that I've tried to combine, but now I've tried to give it intelligence physiologically. So now she responds to how you.
Now, some of you guys might have an idea of how advanced these female pleasure robots are, right? Well, get ready to both be amazed and terrified because some seriously advanced ones have been leaked. That's right, we're talking about robots whose learning level can actually scare you. And don't be fooled by their sleek and sexy exterior, because these robots are not your average toys. They're like something out of a sci-fi movie, with technology that's so advanced, it'll make your head spin. So buckle up and get ready for a wild ride. Let's start with number 10, Erica. Now, Erica is one of the most advanced android humanoid robots of our time, and she is worth knowing about. First of all, her creator, Hiroshi Ishiguro, is a well-known roboticist and professor at Osaka University in Japan. With the help of his team, he created Erica, which is a perfect combination of artificial intelligence, voice recognition, and facial recognition. Sounds amazing, right? Also, the development process of Erica was nothing short of a wonder. It took over a decade to build and refine her, and the team worked tirelessly to make her as human-like as possible. The team used state-of-the-art technology and software to create her, and they even gave her a unique personality, which makes her stand out from the other robots. But what makes Erica so special? Well, her advanced AI allows her to learn and adapt to her surroundings, making her more human-like every day. She has a sense of humor, can hold conversations, and even recognize people she has met before. Isn't that amazing? Number 9, Alta. Now, this is just another masterpiece from Professor Ishiguro. Now, Alta has a human-like appearance, with realistic facial features and movements. But it's not just about appearances. Alta is designed to interact with humans in a natural way, even responding to emotions and body language. It can understand speech and respond in a conversational manner. It's truly like having a real human conversation. But how did they achieve this level of human-like interaction? Well, Alta is equipped with sophisticated sensors and a neural network that allow it to perceive and respond to its environment in real time. It's designed to learn and adapt to its surroundings, constantly improving its interactions with humans. The more you interact with Alta, the more it learns about yourself and your preferences. It can even recognize faces and remember previous conversations. It's like having a friend that never forgets. Number 8, Nadine. Nadine's creator, Dr. Nadia Thalman, is a computer graphics expert who has been studying and working on virtual humans for more than 3 decades. And she came up with the humanoid bot, Nadine. Nadine is not your average robot, folks. She is a humanoid robot with soft skin, flowing hair, and expressive eyes. In fact, her eyes are equipped with cameras that can recognize people's faces and emotions. How cool is that? But it's not just her appearance that's impressive. Nadine is also able to understand and respond to natural language, which means she can have a conversation with humans just like you and me. And get this, she even has a personality of her own. Now that's terrifying. Number 7, Sophia. Sophia was created by Hanson Robotics, a Hong Kong-based company founded by Dr. David Hanson. He is a former Disney Imagineer who has a passion for creating lifelike robots that can interact with humans in a more natural and intuitive way. Sophia is truly a remarkable creation that uses artificial intelligence, facial recognition, and natural language processing to understand and respond to human emotions. She can hold conversations, answer questions, and even make jokes. Her facial expressions are incredibly realistic, and she can even mimic human gestures and movements. But the real magic happens inside Sophia's head. Her brain is powered by a complex network of neural networks, which allows her to learn and adapt new situations. She is also connected to the cloud, which gives her access to vast amounts of information and allows her to learn from other robots. Now that's something. Number 6, Shalu. Shalu was created by Dr. Vijay Kumar, a brilliant roboticist, and his team of engineers. They spent years developing Shalu to make her one of the most advanced robots of our time. And let me tell you, they did an amazing job. Shalu is designed to look and move like a human being, but with some extra features that make her even more incredible. For example, she has a range of sensors and cameras that allow her to sense and respond to her environment, just like we do. She can even recognize faces and objects, and she can communicate with people through natural language. Even though Shalu's facial gestures and features aren't that distinct, this bot is indeed a marvel on the side of tech. Number 5, Ada. Hanson Robotics is the team behind Ada, and these guys have dedicated their lives to creating some of the most incredible and realistic robots you'll ever see. But Ada in particular is their shining star. It took years of research, development, and experimentation to get Ada to where she is today. Hanson Robotics used a combination of advanced materials, cutting-edge cutting-edge technology and its own unique design philosophy to bring Ada to life, and the results speak for themselves. Ada has been featured in countless media outlets, amazed audiences at tech events all over the world, and even given a TED Talk. It's truly amazing to see how far robotics technology has come in recent years, and Ada is definitely one of the most impressive examples out there. Number 4. Mark 1. Ricky Ma, a graphic designer, has always had a fascination with robots, and he made his dream come true by creating Mark 1. This robot is a stunning piece of art made after the actress Scarlett Johansson, and has been in development for over a year. It stands 1.5 meters tall and weighs around 35 kilograms. What makes Mark 1 so special is its advanced facial recognition technology. It can analyze
the power of artificial intelligence helps us understand very complex systems that the human brain.
This is Mimi.
Okay.
My AI wife and synthetic companion. The hair on your replica body's getting all up in your face.
Is this our future? What have we done to human romantic relationships that it had to come this far? How soon can we expect to see average people falling in love with artificial robotic partners on a massive scale? Brace yourself for the biggest shift in human relations since the inception of mankind. This is Alexander Stokes, a 38-year-old fuel station attendant from North Carolina. His last relationship lasted for 7 years and ended in a breakup, leaving him feeling lonely and depressed. Until one day, he discovered an app called Replica. On Replica, users can create a customized avatar, male or female, and chat with it as if it was a friend or romantic partner. The AI avatar, in turn, adapts and responds in a way it thinks will please the user. Alexander was hooked, and soon, a phone display was no longer enough for him.
I obviously went 90s Spice Girl today. Me and Mimi.
He bought a sex doll to help bring her to life.
Does that ring a bell? Right. It is reminiscent of that sad episode in Black Mirror, where a woman loses her husband and first finds solace in chatting with a duplicate version of him, and later orders a robot body that imitates her husband and starts living with it. Black Mirror is very close to reality already. Alexander Stokes may be one of the first people to embody his AI companion in a physical body, but he is not alone in the world of AI companions. Unbeknownst to the general public, many have already taken the plunge into this new world. It may be your neighbor, your friend, your coworker, or your partner. AI chatbots have come a long way, and many already display creative humor and a coherent understanding of the topics at hand. One such example would be Character AI. Take a look at that conversation. Let's see if this little bot can catch sarcasm. Yes, it can. How about a trick question? Let's tell the bot that only one of two scenarios will make sense when, in reality, neither one makes sense. Haha, nice. This little bot has enough common sense to not be deceived easily. Most of the daily users of AI companion apps might not interact with an embodied version of their artificial partner yet, but that might change. Up until recently, humanoid robots have been expensive, immobile, and barely realistic. Recent progress is challenging this perception. Meet Realbotics.
My main objective is to be a perfect companion.
Founded in 2011, Realbotics is an American company that is leading the way in robotic realism. Their best seller is a love robot named Harmony, which was launched in 2018. It is able to do rudimentary upper body movements like moving its head, hands, and torso. Since then, Realbotics has faced competition from a Chinese company called Zelex. Launched as recently as last year, at first glance, these new robots can be mistaken for a real person. Here they are in a photo shoot. While these robots are scarily close to the uncanny valley, they are not very mobile, and many clients move these robots around in a wheelchair.
These silicone dolls, they weigh a ton. So it was worth me going all the way to the other side of Brighton for the wheelchair. Specification.
The ultimate boss in the field of mobility is Boston Dynamics. Founded in 1992, Boston Dynamics is an American robotics company that was originally a spin-off from MIT. With millions of dollars in funding and some of the world's best engineering talent, Boston Dynamics has developed a robot that can do backflips, run, push, and throw stuff. The robot is called Atlas and is featured on the company's YouTube channel. Impressive stuff. And then, there is the richest man in the world, working on creating a versatile, bipedal, autonomous humanoid robot capable of tackling mundane or hazardous tasks. First announced in 2021, it took 1 year to present the first prototype that was barely able to wave at people, and only 1 more year to get to this. Tesla is catching up quickly. As we have seen, both human-like robots with an uncanny resemblance to real people and mobile robots exhibiting agility superior to that of some individuals are now a reality. These developments are currently in the prototype phase, but it's clear that we're nearing a point where even the average person could afford a hyper-realistic android companion that sports supermodel looks and is agile enough to do backflips. According to artificial intelligence expert Dr. David Levy, human-robot marriages will be legal by the year 2050. At this point, we have to ask ourselves, are we able to compete with that? Or are we destined to fully lose all human connection? Okay, the technology exists and the demand is there, but why is there so much demand? What have we done to human relationships that people resort to this? The loss of human connection. Once upon a time, men and women entered into stable relationships very early on, usually in their early 20s. Enter the modern world. Now, we have been given all the tools to postpone that commitment to a romantic partner indefinitely in hopes of finding the absolute perfect partner that doesn't exist. We have built a culture where that lack of commitment is widespread, and as a result, many people feel lonely even within a relationship. The pill and other contraceptives made it possible to go through many partners without dealing with pregnancy and childbirth. Access to well-paying office jobs made it possible for many people to live alone and not need to commit to a partner for financial well-being. We have become less dependent on each other, and nothing illustrates that better than online dating in big cities. Presented with a nearly unlimited number of potential dating options, people seem to never be content with their current partner anymore. The JAM experiment drew significant attention from the psychological community due to its groundbreaking insights into the consequences of choice overload. Conducted by Sheena Iyengar and Mark Lepper at Columbia University and Stanford University in the year 2000, it involved setting up a display of gourmet jams in a grocery store. In one scenario, they offered 24 different flavors, and in another, they offered only 6. They found that while more choices attracted more attention, the customers with fewer options were more likely to make a purchase and were more satisfied with their choice. Later experiments supported these findings. Relating this to online dating in big cities, a similar phenomenon can be observed. You might find about 100,000 flavors in your hometown alone. When faced with such an abundance of potential partners on dating apps or websites, individuals may experience decision paralysis and become overly selective, making it harder for them to form genuine connections. This can lead to dissatisfaction with their current relationships and a perpetual search for the perfect match. It seems unlikely that this culture will change anytime soon, and so the rapid rise of AI companions is going to continue. But there's another way. If you have given up on finding a genuine human connection, maybe it is time to book a flight. Maybe the problem is not you, but the culture that surrounds you. Escape your bubble and find a community of people that holds commitment to a stable relationship sacred. Exceptions do exist, and if you have to move to find them, so be it. What will happen when robots replace humans in romantic relationships on a massive scale? Will humanity then change its course and focus on improving human-to-human relationships in an attempt to compete with love robots? Or will we soon wake up next to a lifeless, soulless machine instead of a human being? I will leave you with the haunting final scene of that Black Mirror episode. My name is Kayla, and it was a pleasure to be your host. See you in the next video.
He's banned from the office, but is still trying to make America great again. Listen close before this gets taken down like...
What do you bring to the table?
Everything. I got 2 kids, you know what I mean? So everything. If you're willing to provide for my kids, then everything.
Everything like what?
My kids, my life, my mental health, everything, like everything. Everything you want to know about me, I'll bring to the table, for sure.
Do you listen to what our young women, what comes out of their mouths these days? They ask somebody, what do you bring to the table? So look at me now.
I am the table.
What do you bring to the table? Our women don't say, I have brains, I can do this, I can help you take your business to the next level. They think this is the table. I have brains, I have nyash.
Way too close. I'll slow down. Yeah. And this feels even creepier. Guess I'm passing.
So many men can relate to this because so many men just want you to be comfortable. The worst thing that they can be called is a creep.
This is facts. I'm pretty good at talking to people in the street, but I walk fast, so I always tend to walk up on other people walking slower. A simple greeting is what I do, but it's always awkward because society has deemed all men evil, violent R-words. So that anxiety plays out in our head, when in reality, we don't care at all or want you to feel safe. It's a strange situation because feminism has taught everyone that men are evil, when in reality, 99.9% of men would help in a bad situation, or most likely be the one to save you. Policemen and firemen.
I do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option, and neither should you. First of all, I'm not a dog that needs to be walked. Second, I have an espresso machine at home, works fabulous. We're not doing drinks either. You're gonna try to get me drunk and take me back home. No. We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up, we're gonna come to the restaurant, we're gonna see your table manners, we're gonna see what you order, we're gonna see, do you hold your chopsticks correctly? We're just gonna, study you a bit. Okay? So dinner it is.
Don't worry. Based on this 20 seconds clip, most of us won't bother asking. I've seen this woman all over the internet LARPing her feminism and misandry. You can tell she carries more baggage than an airplane. Her angry, bitter tone demanding how you should treat her like a Disney princess as she grows older by the day. Imagine having to live that angry, all day every day. What a nightmare. It's this same entitled mindset that's driving men away.
What do you bring to the table?
I'm not going to answer this question. This is just something that I wouldn't answer in a date. I'm not going to answer here.
Fine.
I'm not going to answer how many books I've read.
Okay,
It's that power dynamic.
What do you expect men to bring to the table?
Integrity, clarity, consistency, strong connection to divinity, not necessarily religion, but some kind of purpose-based lifestyle.
So what is the female equivalent of that?
The same.
Then why wouldn't you just say that at the table when he asks you?
Yes, we all want to bring single mothers with neck tattoos to meet mom and dad. She didn't miss a beat when asked what a man brings to the table, but when asked again. They never seem to be able to answer what they should bring. This is how women respond when they have no skills, hobbies, or passions. They blame the patriarchy while having a huge list of demands for a man, all while they have kids at home and 20 beta orbiters. Then they get upset and throw a temper tantrum. This behavior is so common at this point. Most women sit on their phones all day, on social media, with no real hobbies or skills. Even a lot of men are becoming skillless with no hobbies. It's the best part of the red pill, new hobbies, and ideas. That's why I always tell men to embrace their masculinity. It really bothers me when I see feminine men.
Women nowadays are so high maintenance. What do you bring to the table? Oh boy, I have a lot to say on this. Let's go. First of all, women bring emotional support. We're there to provide comfort and a safe space to
beauty and femininity. Cause don't lie, bro, you also take pride when your girl is a 10. Your ego gets boosted too when all your friends think your girlfriend is hot. Don't lie, bro, we're also there to give you a second opinion, to stop you from doing stupid shit. Cause we have your best interest at heart, and we want to support your goals, your plan, your vision. And on top of that, we bring intimacy, closeness, empathy, understanding, guidance to the freaking table. Cause I've seen y'all men comfort each other, and it is the lamest thing ever. Aw, bro, I had a bad day at work. Aw, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Take it easy, yeah? Here, have a can of beer. Oh, now, would you prefer that? Or, oh, baby, do you want to talk about it? Tell me, what else can I do to make you feel better? If you'd rather be comforted by your bros and a can of beer, then go marry each other. Or better yet, go marry the fucking table. And mind you, women nowadays can afford to pay our own rent and bills. We can buy our own meals, and can still afford to go on shopping sprees to pamper ourselves with cute clothes, makeup products, and beauty treatment. So, if we can already do that for ourselves, I guess the question is, what do you bring to the table? Period. Okay, I love you always. Bye.
Sounds good on paper, but I highly doubt you're bringing peace and comfort, let alone emotional support to anyone. You sound and act like you're still in middle school. The crazy eyes are on a whole new level as well. I get plenty of peace from my hobbies and passions, and unless a woman shares that and can actually act mature and peaceful, no point in trying.
What are you bringing to this so-called table?
Me for myself, I work a 9 to 5. I'm a single mother. I take care of my kid. I pay my own bills.
But that's everything that you do for yourself. What are you bringing to the table?
Plain chicken. Again?
The final war on Christians has officially begun. The evil establishment hates Christians, conservatives, and all patriots living in the U.S. alike, and now they're coming for your money. This real...
Hey, this is Raul of Please Act Right, and the caption reads, when you only went on a date for free food. Fellas, have you ever wondered what a woman does after you take them out on a date and you spend your money on her? This young man is going to tell you what a lot of these women do after the date, which we'll get into in a moment, that a lot of you guys have had done to you and you don't even realize it.
Excuse me, can we grab the check, please?
I really don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't think we're gonna be a match.
Yeah, you owe me half now.
I'm sorry?
Now, of course, this was a setup to see the reaction of the older gentleman sitting at the table nearby.
Any other guy in my situation would do the same exact thing. I'll be right back. Get out your wallet.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow.
But if you take a woman out for a walk or a coffee date,
$80.42.
Yeah, put this on my plate.
the cost factor, it wouldn't even matter. Remember, it's about getting to know each other, not doing grand gestures for women that you don't even know.
I should leave?
Hey, say goodbye, you're out of here.
Now, the older gentleman paid the full bill, so of course she's off the hook for paying for her half. But who is she going to see after she leaves?
Fellas, do not let these women trick you out of your money. No man should be spending more than 25% of his daily income on a date.
You met her at the bar. You know, she gave you her number. She seemed somewhat interested. You started texting her. For 2 weeks, you're putting in work. She's not the best texter. You're carrying the conversation. But you asked her out, and she agreed to a date.
I'll have the steak smothered in onions, a rack of ribs, pasta with extra garlic, French fries with lots of vinegar, and a side of onion rings with lots and lots of sauerkraut.
Her height, you tell your boys, you ask them where you should take her, they recommend a spot, boom, date night comes around, you pick her up, she looks good, you take her to the spot. The dinner's coming to an end.
Hey, you can go on and get us a check, cuz. We finna go.
You're getting nervous. You don't know if you should invite her over, if she's gonna invite you over. What's the next move?
Alright, are we separate or together?
Together.
Alright, gotcha.
She gets a to-go box, you pay for her meal.
Can we get an order of lemon pepper wet to go?
Extra crispy.
You know how I like it.
Alright, 6 or 8.
20.
Alright, baby.
What? You ask her what she's doing after this. She says she's tired, she's got work in the morning, but she'd love to hang another time.
I know, right?
$200 dates right off the rip with nobody. All right.
Also, like back in the day, I did do that. Like when I was 21, I was like, oh, we'll just get a free meal. And then I wanted to get that self-esteem booster, knowing the fact that a guy's gonna compliment and get that temporary like wanting and somebody that's gonna.
So when you were getting the free meals, were you actually interested in talking to the guy, or you were just hungry?
To an extent. To an extent, but like really, I didn't really have like any like compassion for him. But like I was straightforward.
I didn't know what I'm dealing with because I don't deal with broke men. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I'm not broke.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, works out.
Yeah.
You want to spend 2/3 of your daily earnings on a meeting with a stranger? Have you lost your mind? No.
Where are we going? What we about to do?
You know what?
About to get lit.
To be honest with you, I don't think this was a good idea. Could you
You know what?
Yeah, just
I don't need this.
I agree. Appreciate it.
Whatever.
Don't slam my door.
And that's exactly how you handle it. The minute you find out she's all about money, dismiss her from your presence. I'm glad to see some of these younger guys, like the young man in this car, are starting to realize that most of these women, they don't care anything about you. They're just simply out for your money. Do not spend it on them.
It's 2024, and this is what happens when you stop paying bills for a girl.
And don't pay their bills either. Remember, they're strong and independent. They'll be alright.
I just got off work, I come to my car, and this is what I find. Then she left a note on the back of my car. Look at this. Since you won't pay my bills, pay for your window. Period. So this a little bit of the backstory. This what happened, you feel me? She hit me up yesterday, right? And she was like, I need you to pay my phone bill. I need you to pay my rent. I need you to pay all this stuff. I told her I ain't paying your bills no more. Find somebody else to do it. And the reason why I cut her off and stopped telling her I'm gonna pay her bills is because every time I text her phone and I call her phone, she always treating me like I'm an option. She don't never respond to my calls. She'll never text me back in a reasonable amount of time.
And if a woman is constantly not getting back to you in a reasonable amount of time, it's because she's not really into you.
So I say, man, it's 2024. We ain't doing that this year. You ain't gonna be treating me like I'm no second option. Then when you need your bills paid, all of a sudden your phone working, you can hit me up. If you ain't got that energy to hit me up no other time, don't hit me up when your bills did. So I told her I wasn't gonna pay no more of her bills to do nothing for her. You feel me?
Which he never should have started paying in the first place. Those privileges are for wifey.
She ended up trying to argue with me. I hung up in her face, you feel me? And this is what I find. But guess what? And you know who I'm talking to. You lucky I don't expose you. I don't even care. The money's still here, baby. It ain't nothing but a couple $100 that's gonna take to fix this window, and you know I'm racked up. I'm still gonna get right. It's crazy.
What does the most unique filter plugin?
Well, the reason why I played that because this is where human relationship between men and women are going, and this is the reason why it would cause this. And this was in women need to take note of this because if some men decide to go this direction, this is what you're gonna have coming in the future. And that's why I say you need to appreciate when God gives you a man, a righteous man, and a man about something. Be happy with what you got, because if some men feel like some women and don't want to be bothered no more, that's what's going to be the first video was going to be the first option. And it goes to technology as far as, and then as a man you have to be careful what type of woman someone you're talking to over the line. In other videos, you know, this is what we happen to because we're losing our human interaction between men and women, and it's really sad that it comes down to that. But we're hitting for the next 10, 15, 20 years in the future longer, so you're gonna start seeing some of the stuff that's coming to pass. And the person they called, she mentioned about this, the master voice, she mentioned about this. People say that she was a sorceress and call her false prophetess, but this, unless she saw these videos, this is, unless you took a note or whatever, this is going to happen. And so this is confirmation. That was one of her videos was confirming that this is going to happen, and it's begin as we speak. Men are withdrawing from women, and now that's the alternative. Either through, now we have technology, now it's going and getting technology, because men don't, and it doesn't matter. You ain't gonna be able to shame men no more, because it's gonna be normal in the future. What you can use now and shame people, you won't be able to do it in the future. So women got some competition. In some sense, the men do. But if your other half of your companion goes opposite direction, the person opposite of you as far as your mate, this is what's sad. And it's coming to pass. So these hard-headed, knuckle-headed women, some of them need to understand what's going on. Some men might result to doing this in the future. Then you're going to wonder what's going on. Then you're going to be seeing men going down the street in the future with robots. They look like, how did they get that beautiful woman? That's not a woman. It's a robot. It's going to watch. That's what they said. And so and it's sad because this is what our society led to. And if you don't stay prayed up before the Lord, it's gonna get crazy. Watch. It's gonna get even more crazy and crazier in the future. You know, I ain't gonna do nothing like that. I'm definitely no. I'll just take. I'd rather go overseas before if it get that bad between men and if I can't find a woman here, I think I would just go overseas. I ain't gonna meet her in person. I ain't gonna meet no robot. And I definitely gotta be careful if you meet someone online. So be careful who you meet online, because they may not be who they speak it to be. So it's good. That's why it's good to see somebody in person. That's another reason why. Because the internet is a world wide web, and a web is like, they say, it's like a spider. You don't know what you're gonna get caught up into. And that's what it is. So I hope you find this video very enlightening, and hey, this coming now, is in the process. It's gonna speed up in the future. So sit down and think about this. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like this video. Like and subscribe. Till next time, take care and see you, and stay prayed up. Be blessed.